I'm bored. Let's watch Nerdrotic. All right, so the title of this video is this goodbye, ? Alex Kurtzman gifted a Constellation Saturn Award for butchering Star Trek. All right, let's give it a go.
Oh, Kurtzman. Oh, my God. They are just fucking lining up the clips. They are just providing me with intro material for my final Starfleet Academy Season 1 video. And it's just thanks. That's all I can say is thanks, guys. You're welcome.
Yeah, because you guys live on clips. If you've ever watched Nerdrotic or Geeks and Gamers or Critical Drinker, they don't really care too much about the actual movies and TV shows. What I mean by that is the stuff that goes on in those movies and TV shows. They prefer to focus on interviews, red carpets, anywhere where they can get sort of a soundbite from a celebrity or, you know, a writer or a director or somebody involved with the production of the show, because it's easier to craft a narrative when you're taking those moments and using them for your outrage content, for your shitbait content. It's easier when you're using those than when you're actually talking about the substance within the shows and movies. It's much, much easier to do that.
Wonderful. If you didn't think that they are hearing the criticism, think again. Think again. Holy shit.
It's not really criticism. You're not really criticizing them. You're, again, criticizing, like, award ceremonies and stuff. Award ceremonies. That's where we are.
Gene Roddenberry had this lightning bolt of an idea, and I think he understood something fundamental about the nature of science fiction and genre storytelling, which is that science fiction is not really about the future, it's about now. It is the prism through which we, the looking glass, the magnifying glass through which we examine ourselves.
Yes and no. It also requires a certain...
Is bro really breaking down an acceptance speech for an award? Is that what we're doing? We're breaking down an acceptance speech? I've said this many times. I don't really care too much about awards. I don't. Personally, I don't watch them. The last award series of like types of award shows that I used to watch were like the MTV Music Video Awards and the MTV Movie Awards back in the 90s. I sort of weaned myself off of them in the early 2000s. Now, of course, I keep up with like the big winners after the award shows happen, or if there's like a musical performance or something that people tell me to watch, I will check that out. But I'm not somebody that sits around and watches award ceremonies. I just don't. I don't like going to them. We've had some local ones where local entertainers get awards and stuff. Even I have been up for awards many times. I've won awards many of times locally. I don't go to them. I just don't care. I understand that within the industry itself, these sort of accolades are really good. You know what I mean? Like, you get an award, you can put it on your resume. It goes, somebody from a studio can put it on the front of your next movie that's coming out, or your next TV show, or your next album that's coming out. They can do those things. I personally do not care. I just don't. I never have. So when people get this hung up on award stuff, especially like acceptance speeches, I'm like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Nothing he said was very out of the ordinary. I've watched this whole clip. Spoiler alert. I've watched the whole, like, not the Nerdrotic clip, but the clip with Alex Kurtzman. I've reacted to it several times with several other people that have reacted to it. It's just a generic acceptance speech. It's just him thanking the people he's worked with and giving a few sort of like small little sound bites of things about Star Trek. That's all it is. You kind of diving into it and trying to dissect it pedantically is it's just a weird behavior, man. It's weird fucking behavior.
Amount of intelligence to come from that angle and think you are qualified to dissect and comment on the now.
But you are, Gary. You are so out of touch. You really are. You have surrounded yourself with a bunch of people who want to do hand jobs with each other over like who can hate something more. Like, you don't know what the fuck's going on. I just looked at an article. There was a study done at UCLA where it shows that diversity and diverse audiences are actually holding up the movie theaters on their backs. They're the ones going out opening weekend. They're the ones that are spending money. They're the ones doing this. So you sit here and you act so smug about like you understand what's happening and what people want in the now. Bro, you don't know anything. You hang around a bunch of old ass men and all you care about is old ass men shit. The demographic that these studios are catering to right now are 18 to 35s. I hate to tell you, but it's they pulled it back. It's 18 to 35s actually 34s. I'm giving them a year. So 18 to 34s is the metric they're looking at. Those are the ones going out spending money on opening weekends. We are not the target demographic anymore. We are not. I'm okay with that. I'm cool with that. We're not that target demographic. There's still plenty of content for me to watch. Like, you're sitting here dissecting what somebody is doing when they're actually in the industry right now making content for the demographic that the studios are going after, and you're acting like they're the ones that are out of touch. Man.
When you have a room temperature IQ and the creative ability of
room temperature IQ. I love the ad homs. Keep going.
Of bacteria.
Okay,
this guy, Alex Kurtzman, has destroyed Star Trek for 10 years, and this pompous motherfucker was given an award. The Saturn Awards are fucking meaningless.
So if they're meaningless, why do you care that he was given the award, and why are you talking about him accepting the award? This is the kind of dumb shit that I like to point out. This is the kind of dumb shit I like to expose. If the award doesn't matter, if awards don't matter, if none of this means anything, then you making content about it tells me that you were upset over nothing. Means you're upset over nothing. You're mad about nothing, bro. If none of these things matter, then why are you pushing so hard against them? There's something doesn't add up.
Guy collecting some achievement award at the Saturn Awards taints everybody who's ever gotten that award. And by the way, he's looked at as a total fucking joke in town. Like,
so why do you
other
care?
Creatives. This isn't just
so
me.
Why do you
Nobody
care?
respects this guy at all.
And not just you, other creatives, not just me. Bro, you're not working in the industry. Let's roll this back. Again, the delusion of Nerdrotic. Not just me, but others in the industry. Bro, you're not at the level that these guys are at. You're just not. I know you want to be. You and your boyfriend, Critical Drinker, I know you guys want to be. Right? You definitely want to be part of this. He went to the movie premiere. Critical Drinker was invited to the movie premiere of Project Hail Mary. He took pictures there, participating in Access Media shenanigans, the same thing that you guys complain about, which makes you total hypocrites. And then you're on here acting like you were part of the system in Hollywood. Bro, you have a video series from your house that goes up on YouTube. And although, congratulations, you have a bunch of dumb people that have bought into what you're selling them, but there's a fool born every day. You are not at the level of what these guys are doing. You're not on the same, it's not even the same highway. It's not even that. And I don't even care. I'm not a huge fan of Alex Kurtzman. Most of the stuff that he's made, I haven't really cared for. And he hasn't been 100%. He hasn't been 100% with his Star Trek stuff. There's stuff that I haven't liked. But the point is, you're complaining about someone that you said has a room temperature IQ, that doesn't matter. People in the industry don't care about him, but you're crying about it on a video, man. You're crying about it. This is pathetic, bro.
Who's ever gotten that award. And by the way, he's looked at as a total fucking joke in town, like from other creatives. This isn't just me. Nobody respects this guy at all. And
is it just
all
him?
you have to do is look at his work. Nobody will be recalling a single episode of Kurtzman Trek created.
Except you guys, 3 years from now when you're still talking about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, 3 years from now, y'all will still be talking about it. You'll still be complaining about it, just like you're still complaining about Discovery. You'll be doing this 3 years from now when Star Trek is making movies or whatever the fuck they're doing. You guys will still be recalling stuff from the Alex Kurtzman era of Star Trek. So let's just keep it a buck. You will. You absolutely will. Bookmark this video and come back in 3 years.
By him. Nobody will be reciting lines from a single moment of Kurtzman Trek.
It
will be completely forgotten.
It won't, because you won't
look
let it
at
go
the
away.
CW. You know, that's been gone for a while. If people started to miss it, no, because it was crap. But at least
that's hyperbolic. Again, these guys love to say stuff with no fucking evidence. No evidence. You would make a really bad Sherlock Holmes. You'd make a really bad detective. You're saying that nobody wants the Arrowverse to return. I reviewed the Arrowverse shows consistently for a decade. I still have a podcast where people that come into my podcast on the Eric's Reloaded channel talk about the Arrowverse. We still get people asking about it. We still reference it today. There is still a contingency of people that want to see the Arrowverse come back. So saying that no one is such a hyperbolic statement, it's so crazy to me that we're still using no one wants this, no one asked for this in 2026. We're still saying that.
There will be some stuff they'll miss, like first couple seasons of Arrow, first couple seasons of Flash. Like, it started out pretty good, and at least they did what they could.
It's
with
still
budgets.
quotable
But
to
let's
this day,
also
bro.
not forget that the CW superhero stuff was woke fucking garbage for most of it.
I love, again, the whole the concept of debunking woke. I don't give a fuck. Make everything woke. I don't give a fuck. I really don't. Because you guys don't even know what woke means anymore. Like, it's just whatever you want to call it. Plus the fact that you're using it here without explaining anything, but then showing a visual of the black Batwoman, Javicia Leslie, playing Batwoman on the second and third season. You show that, it's like, oh, this is woke. It's a black person in a superhero suit. Give me a fucking break.
Will be forgotten. It will be memory hold. The older Star Trek already gets watched more than the newer Star Trek. It just does. Like, by orders of magnitude.
Thank you for explaining how time works.
Because it's better. This clown, this fraud, this grifter came in and usurped it from Brian Fuller.
Grifter. What makes him a grifter? What makes him a fraud, Gary? I would love for you to explain it, but you won't, because you know that it would just explain what you're doing. If you gave the details for why he's a grifter and why he's a fraud, it would just expose you as being all of those things. So you're going to say it, but you're not going to explain it.
Usurped the look from Jar Jar Abrams. Doesn't have a creative bone in his body. Every fucking series he does is just some riff on something else that he's outright copying. The guy's a fucking thief. Go to a channel called Major Grin, which is the greatest selection of clips to show you how much of a fucking fraud and thief this guy is. My opinion, by the way. All you have to do is search on his channel.
I'm glad you threw in my opinion, because I'm just going to discredit that. Anything that you say my opinion for, I don't have to worry about, because you can just be a shit person with a shit opinion. I don't give a fuck about that. I like to debunk factual stuff. I like to dismantle factual stuff. If your opinion is a shit opinion, I can just laugh at it and make fun of you.
Alex Kurtzman ripoff, and you will get a line of clips showing how much Star Trek he's ripped off and other films. It will blow your fucking mind if you've never seen his channel. Well, let's.
I got news for you. That's just reality. I'm not saying that he didn't consciously take something from somebody else, but I'm saying subconsciously people borrow from other people artistically all the time and don't even realize it. But again, we're talking about opinion. We're talking about speculation here. I'm not going to go through and do hours worth of research while I'm debunking this shitbags video. But I can assure you that most artists over time have borrowed or used something from another artist. And anybody that's propping up AI, like, if you're using AI at any level, and I'm pretty sure that Nerdrotic is using AI, then you're also stealing from people. So to get mad that this guy uses elements and visuals from other franchises, but then still use AI yourself and think that there's some kind of, ethical thing, like you're being ethically consistent with some sort of values, man, get the fuck out of here.
Please tell me what science fiction is, you unadulterated hack.
The state of humanity, who we are.
I forgot we were even watching this video. He went off on such a tangent. I forgot. I forgot this is what we were watching. Let's continue.
What we're capable of and where we're going. And
where are you going?
It was such a powerful idea that it has lasted for 60 years.
No, it lasted for about 50 years, maybe 45 years. What you have been doing is not it lasting. It was.
I love the gatekeeping energy from these guys. I love it, because anytime I want to gatekeep something from them, anybody that comes in my comments, I'm just going to go, well, talk to your boys. Talk to Critical Drinker. Talk to Nerdrotic. These guys are okay with gatekeeping. They have condoned it. They participate. They act out in gatekeeping. So if I gatekeep these guys, they shouldn't have a problem with it because they're okay with it. So anytime I'm like, they don't know this, they don't understand that, they're not actually fans of Star Trek. When I say that, it's okay because they are condoning it. Don't try to hold me accountable for something they're okay with. Don't try to hold me accountable for that. They are okay with it.
You draining every ounce of whatever fluid is left in the fucking corpse that has been rotting, that you repeatedly bugger in the butthole.
Each iteration of Star Trek has been interpreted and reinterpreted by people who are so inspired by the message of Star Trek.
The message.
On set every day for the last.
What's the message of Star Trek, Alex Kurtzman?
Okay, so this is interesting. Tomorrow, I've got a video coming out about Film Threat, and it's got Chris Gore, Robert Meyer Burnett, and a few other people. And they say that the message of Star Trek, or at least Robert Meyer Burnett says that we understand and we know the message of Star Trek. He says that in the video that I'm reacting to for tomorrow. So he's talking about it there, and he's going, yeah, we all get it. We all get it. I get it. I understand what it is. Is Gary going to pretend that he doesn't understand here? Because I haven't watched any of this yet. I just bookmarked it and said I'm going to react to it. So is Gary going to pretend like he doesn't know what Star Trek is about at its core? Because if you, Gary, don't know what Star Trek is at its core, then you're not an actual Star Trek fan. You haven't been paying attention. So let's see if Gary actually understands the core of what Star Trek is.
What is it? What you just said, the message of Star Trek. Mm-hmm. What is it? Explain it to me in 2 sentences.
I'm asking you to do the same thing. Like, I'd love for you to do that. Again, this is a recorded video. It's not live. We're not actually talking to Nerdrotic because Nerdrotic doesn't want to talk to anybody anyway. I know people in the comments are like, why don't you talk to him? He doesn't want to talk to anybody either. It is what it is. I would love for you to explain it. I would love for you to explain it because you're watching him and I'm watching you. So I'm going to bestow upon you the same question you are doing to Alex here, or giving to Alex, is explain to me what the message, what the core, what the foundation of Star Trek is in 2 sentences.
Several years, I've had this ritual, which is I take 1 minute
and I jerk off vigorously to myself in the mirror while I pray I could find some other story that I could rip off for my next Star Trek script.
To look around at what's going on.
I think it's really interesting that Gary didn't explain what the message to Star Trek is. He asked for Alex to do it. Alex moved on because this is an acceptance speech. It's not a class. It's not a presentation about Star Trek. It's just him. Again, by the way, it's a very, very harmless, just average run-of-the-mill acceptance speech. But Gary's trying to break it down here in a scholarly way. And so he asked Alex to explain in 2 sentences what the message and what the foundation of Star Trek is. And then Gary doesn't do it either. He doesn't go, oh, you didn't do it. Let me tell you what it is. He just moves on with insults because that's what Gary does.
And the incredible army of people and artists.
There's no fucking artists involved in this show. Maybe some of the effects people and some of the crafts people are just like looking for work because they can't find any in LA.
There's no artist. I love the hyperbole. It is top class. It is top shelf. It is the best alcohol hyperbole you can order at the bar. You go in, you're paying premium for the hyperbole. There's no artist working on Star Trek. That is crazy talk. It's absolutely dumb fuckery, crazy talk. And I wouldn't expect less from Nerdrotic, somebody who doesn't know how to create anything at all. Matter of fact, you make a book with Eric July, and instead of actually making a proper comic book, you have the story of your life, how you were arrested for dealing drugs and came out, and now you peddle outrage on YouTube. That's the book you have for Eric July of the Rippaverse. So just uncreative dude. I saw pictures of a comic book that you made back in the day, I guess when you had your comic book shop, and that was shit too, man. You're not a creative person. This is what non-creative people do. They complain about other people making art and then say that their art isn't good, but have no solution to it. These are problem-centric snake oil salesmen. Like I've said this before. These guys never have solutions to any of the problems they complain about. It doesn't exist.
So no disrespect there, but there is no, when it comes to the writing and producing of the show, there is no artistry. This is not artistry. Fuck off.
Doing this job, and you will not meet one person on any of our sets who doesn't love Star Trek in their core.
I know that bothers Gary because he wants to believe that no one else can love the thing that he loves. These guys, fuck them. They don't love Star Trek. I'm building a straw man here, but I'm going to see if I want to see if my straw man becomes a real man once I get done with. I don't believe that Gary wants anyone else to love the things that he loves, and therefore that's why he gatekeeps so hard.
Why does he have to spend his speech defending himself and saying how much he loves Star Trek?
He said he didn't say that. He didn't say that. Let's run back and listen to what he said. He didn't say that I am defending myself because I love Star Trek more than anybody else. He talks about other people in the room. Matter of fact, let's just run it back.
And you will not meet one person on any of our sets who doesn't love Star Trek.
You will not meet one person on any of our sets who doesn't love Star Trek. That sounds to me like he is talking highly about the people that work with him on Star Trek. He doesn't just say it about himself. He says it about all the people that work with him. So I was just building a straw man, but you just built like an army of straw men. You have a whole army of them.
Why does he have to spend his speech defending himself and
also spend his speech? It's one part of the speech. It's one little line in the speech where he takes up for the people working on the show. Spend his speech? Do you understand how that, like, how does that work, man? Like one line equals the totality of his entire speech? We're not even done with the speech yet, unfortunately.
saying how much he loves Star Trek? Doesn't this speech sound a little defensive to you?
Does it?
Because if he did, you wouldn't need to convince anybody.
He wasn't convincing anybody. He was giving credit to the people that work with him. Do you not understand how that works as a boss, as an owner? You step up and you're like, man, everybody in the room really enjoys what they do. They love being here. Just giving them shout outs. You know, that's what he's doing. He's not defending himself, man. This is cope. This is copium. Wow.
The problem is he needs to convince somebody. He needs to convince everybody.
Oh.
Everybody. Because we've seen your Star Trek. And I am not convinced you love it. Because you keep trying to make it something else every fucking time. Harry Potter, Star Trek, Marvel.
So he has to convince you that he loves something. I hate to tell you guys this, but love is an internal emotion. And proving it to someone else other than the target of that affection, and when that target of that affection is like a story or a movie, a video game, whatever it is, it's all about how you personally feel. You can't prove to somebody that you love something in this way, in the way that he's asking, which is why he's framing it this way.
Star Trek, Star Wars, Star Trek. Yeah, the only thing we're going to remember, the most memorable thing from all of Kurtzman Trek will be the clip, sheer fucking hubris. That's it. I doubt anybody could name me, from Picard season 1 and 2, I doubt anybody could name me a scene or a line from those first 2 seasons, but everybody could recite sheer fucking hubris. And you want to know why? Because it was in everybody's videos. I really love Star Trek, guys. Because Gene Roddenberry made a thing. And
like the way you talk with like this gravitas, like you are the epicenter of geekdom on the internet. And it's so fucking disgusting. Like I literally believe you sit in front of a mirror when you're gooning out. Just gooning out, thinking about how much sway you have over the fandom.
he really hit lightning in a bottle, and we like the message of Star Trek because we love it. Sounds a little defensive. Sounds like he's about to hit the road, Jack.
Okay. All
Don't
right.
you come back no more, no more. Get the
I don't really care if he stays or goes. That's the other thing, is I don't really care. As long as there's somebody in charge of it that's trying to hold the ship together, I don't really care. These guys get so fucking obsessed with people who are writing and pulling together franchises. It's really fucking strange.
fuck out, Kurtzman. Don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out, motherfucker.
Is this the new Kathleen Kennedy? Because now that Kathleen Kennedy is actually stepping down after they said for 10 years that she's stepping down, is Alex Kurtzman the new Kathleen Kennedy? Now they have to find a new sacred cow to come after her?
Also, Robert Picardo made a video.
But before we even look at this, I just want to point out, there's no way under the sun that you could argue that Robert Picardo doesn't, quote unquote, love Star Trek. This man has been involved with Star Trek for decades. And up until he was cast on Starfleet Academy, most of the people still loved him on this side of the internet. Like, I don't remember a lot of people complaining about Robert Picardo, the Doctor. And I think he's done a great job of like bridging the gap between older Star Trek and newer Star Trek. I think he's done a good job of that. And he's a very nice guy. I've met him many, many times at conventions. I've been to several after parties at Dragon Con where he's been president. So I he's a nice guy. I've never had any personal bad interactions with him the few times that I've talked to him. And on the internet, most people that have issues with them are dirtbags like JDA. So coming after him, which I'm pretty sure that's why Gary is setting this up, coming after him now for defending a project that he's passionate about, somebody who has been involved with Star Trek since like I said, the fucking 90s, seems pretty fucking pathetic.
They're complaining about Starfleet Academy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's based. That's fucking based. He's saying that all you guys do is squawk and honk and make noises. And that makes you so mad. That's such a funny, tiny clip that has gotten under your skin. And now you're doing what you claimed that Alex Kurtzman is doing, which is you're going to have to defend yourself. You're going to have to be defensive. Feels a little defensive, right? Feels a little defensive. So I can't wait to see what you have to say about this, where you don't try to defend yourself. Let's see how you do this one.
Speaking of ratio, I said this is more entertaining than Starfleet Academy, and it'll get more views. Thanks for the clips.
So seems kind of defensive. Like you guys, he comes out, he says, by the way, I also want to point out, I get this a lot. Popularity does not equal correct. Something being popular doesn't mean it's right. So when you come in and you're like, oh, I ratioed somebody, or they got more views than you, or they have more subs than you, that does not equal correct. It does not mean that they are accurate. It doesn't mean they're right. It doesn't even mean that they're good. The metric for trying to ratio someone or get more internet clout than somebody, all of these things are so fucking nebulous. Like the internet is an illusion. It really is. And especially on Twitter, of all places. I've ratioed tons of people on Twitter. I don't talk about it because I don't think it means anything. It doesn't really mean anything. But go ahead, defend yourself a little bit more. Oh, you burned him.
So as you know, or may not know, Starfleet Academy Season 2 has wrapped production, and for the first time in 10 years, there is no Star Trek in production or greenlit.
And what's going to happen if they greenlight something like 2 weeks from now? What did? More complaining? Shocker. It's an expensive franchise. They're already pitching a spinoff from Strange New Worlds. They're already pitching that. And that would be something that you guys would typically love, but because it's not done by somebody who's 1,000 years old that happens to be a white supremacist, you're going to complain about it.
And I have exclusive footage of the final day. The mostly producers of Starfleet Academy were let off the Paramount lot.
So you're just gonna take someone else's joke. You're taking somebody else's joke. Didn't you just say that Alex Kurtzman was a thief and a grifter and a scam artist because he takes other people's stuff and uses it? And then in this same clip where you complained about it, which I could have never predicted, you take a joke that Robert Picardo made, and then you try to flip it and make it your joke in the same video. Okay.
Perversion, well done.
This must hit really hard if you're an old white guy with no fucking talent whatsoever. If you're an old white dude sitting around with no talent, this fucking cooks. This hits so hard.
That's basically all the producers of Starfleet Academy.
Right.
I ratioed them on that too.
Yeah, of course.
So, final episode aired.
You just took his joke. So I guess grifter, scammer, con man, all the things you said about Alex Kurtzman.
There's, I think, comes out at midnight Central. 11.
Which by the way, did we even finish the clip? I don't give a fuck, honestly. Give a fuck at this point if we finish the clip, but I don't think we finished the clip. These guys are awful. You know, it's point and laugh era in 2026. They're on the way out. They're joking about people getting fired, all while their channels are seeing substantially less growth than they did over the last 5 years. I can't wait to run the numbers in about 3 or 4 months to see how it compares to 24 to 25 to 26. It is going to be a bloodbath. We're going to see numbers like it's going to be so bad. I'm just going to tell you right now. We do another wellness check in a couple of months. It's going to be so bad for these guys because they want you to believe that they're still at the forefront of all this. They still have like this massive importance on culture and stuff, and they don't. They don't. It's all smoke and mirrors. It's all play pretend. It's all fantasy land, all while they're laughing and lapping up all of the ad revenue from people that they've convinced to be mad about everything under the sun. I don't care how good or bad any of these Star Trek projects are, to be quite honest. If you don't like something, don't watch it. I don't really care. As long as they're making stuff and we have a choice on what we want to watch and what we don't want to watch, then that's fine. Getting rid of one thing to get another is like the most gatekeepy thing you can possibly do, but it doesn't really surprise me when it's coming from these guys, because that's all they have. All they have as old men, I'm going to say this as an old man myself, all they have is to gatekeep, because they're not creating anything. No one is making stuff for them anymore. And so their last resort is, if I can't have something, you can't have anything either.